that could totally work, though. You cut you cut the distraction. Oh my god. Ah. Hello, hello, my wonderful cultists, and to all those not yet initiated. Welcome to another RPG horror story. I'm Hannah, lover of the occult and accidental summoner of eldritch horrors. Seriously, do not mistake your little black book for the Book of Ebon. It isn't pretty. Today's story is about what happens when you don't take the time to do your research for or consider your options during a simple mission, nearly turning the actual milk run into a TPK. So, let's get into it, shall we? Many thanks to Reddit user AgreeableAd1221 for allowing me to share your story. Original post linked in the description below. Today's story is titled A Cyberpunk Tale of Lack of Preparation, Incompetence, and Rushing Ahead. So this story took place in a homebrew Savage World setting, mixing cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic, and dystopian elements. We had 3 players. One made a big mutant tank with a ridiculously oversized machine gun, and no real other skills. One was a techie and drone controller, and the last one was a genetically engineered fox girl ninja. The story starts with their fixer wanting to put together a team and getting the 3 together for a very basic job, which was to plant some bugs in an office. I'd actually run the same mission with another group that day, and it went flawlessly, for the record. So immediately after getting the mission, our brave heroes went there, not bothering with any investigation. And when I mentioned none of them had any vehicles, I asked them how, since the building was in another part of the city. Their idea? Take public transit. So their glorious mission started with them boarding the subway, carrying a heavy machine gun and with combat drones in tow. Of course, this attracts all kinds of bad attention. Oh dear. I feel like we're going to need this. 1 for not investigating or scouting ahead, and 1 for using public freaking transportation. Oh. They get to the mission location, and the only smart thing they did decide to do is to use a small drone to scout it out. They find 4 potential entrance points: a skylight, the guarded main entrance, an employee entrance with a camera, and a fire exit with another camera. It quickly became apparent that none of them had really prepared anything. They had no skill or gear able to defeat even basic security systems. So, they got kind of stumped for a good 30 minutes IRL, trying to think of anything they could do. At first, they discussed going through the skylight, but the Ninja Fox had a better plan. What that plan is, we will never know, because the ninja climbed on top of the building. She had the ability to Spider-Man climb walls, then approached the camera above the security door, and cut the camera with her sword. Oh, that could totally work though. You cut the camera as a distraction, then go through the skylight when the guard comes out looking for what happened. That's what the fox was doing, right? Right? Naturally, a minute later, a security guard comes over to check out why the camera isn't responding. I ask the people what they do, and they just sort of stand there. So now a security guard is face to face with 2 armed dudes looking shady as hell, and a destroyed camera. But the ninja fox on the roof hasn't been detected yet. What does the fox ninja girl do? She sneaks behind the guard and starts lockpicking the door? Why not just knock him out? What? She rolls low and gets caught. Now the guard is calling for backup. They don't react, putting their hands in the air, and reinforcements arrive. This results in a standoff between a handful of guards and some security drones. This is broken when the ninja girl decides to try running away and gets shot. She gets 2 wounds. 4 wounds means incapacitated. Mr. Tank does what he's good at and guns down the security, while the drone jockey tries to get to safety. Now, what does Fox Girl do when it's her turn and heavily wounded? She doesn't get to cover. She doesn't run. She decides to make sure to finish off and kill one of the security guards, leaving herself well exposed. But she does jog a bit to try climbing another building, for reasons. Few enemy turns and a grenade hits them, incapacitating the Fox Girl. Her player throws a hissy fit and leaves the Discord server. The next turn, the tank and drone jock leave the ninja to bleed out on the pavement and completely abandon the mission. Making a running battle to an exit. They had not planned any escape route or getaway vehicle either. I was kind to them and gave them a sewer grate to GTFO with. TLDR, group causes a panic in the subway system, completely gets defeated by a basic security camera, and then have to run away after losing a teammate and gunning down several security guards without ever accomplishing their goal. In a comment a little later, OP added an addendum. The ninja did not initially buy any ammo as he thought it was free with the guns. I allowed them to just retcon that. None of them had any points in notice, research, common knowledge, hacking, or any other very important utility skills. Almost all skill points were in combat skills, except the drone jock who had some piloting and driving, but no car. I mean, that at least is fair. You could just steal a car. Though they didn't. In general, the group was not geared at all beyond the most basic guns and armor. If they hadn't wasted time and just gone in shooting everything, and created a distraction to hide the fact they bugged the place, as suggested, they very easily could have taken down the security before reinforcements arrived. Despite me reminding them many times that they could call in favors from allies at no cost, they just didn't. Actually, the tank was considering it when the ninja just rushed ahead. I had a whole bunch of handouts prepared for things they could research, scout ahead, hack, or otherwise find out to defeat or bypass security. They never once thought about any of that. The end. Oh goodness, talk about going in unprepared. I think every group has sessions where everyone seems to have left their brain at the door, but this takes it to a whole new level. OP mentioned in a comment that they've GM'd both Savage Worlds and Shadowrun for this table before, so I'm not entirely sure what happened here. For games set in near-future dystopian cyberpunk-type settings, at least one person should probably have some sort of hacking or other skill dedicated to getting around security systems. It's also usually beneficial to have a face, as someone good at talking their way through things. If they'd had a talkie character, they might have been able to lie or charm their way out of the security guard calling for backup. So, I guess the moral of this story is to keep in mind what elements that the genre of the TTRPG you're getting into might often throw at you, and build accordingly to that. Also, make sure to discuss plans with your party before rushing ahead to do them alone. What kinds of oops experiences have you had in your games? Was there a session or two where one or several people just sort of blanked out on what they were doing? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more RPG horror stories, or any of my other content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Likes, comments, and subscribes helps my channel grow, and it funnels power into keeping the algorithm Shoggoth trapped away and not rampaging through the neighborhood. Anyway, I think it's about time to say goodnight. And remember, my wonderful cultists, watch your back, shoot straight, conserve ammo, and never ever cut a deal with a dragon. Until next time, everyone, when the stars align. The story starts with their fixed. You cut the camera as a distraction. Distraction. Oh, that could totally. Well, the drone trucky, blah 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 blah, completely gets defeated by a basic and created blah 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 blah. They very easily could have taken down the security before blah, despite me reminding them many times that they could call hack or otherwise found out. Likes, comments, and subscribes helps. My nose itches. Why is my nose itch? Oh god, why?